Today we're going to talk about Franz Marc. He's famous for his animals and the bright colors that he uses to paint them. So Franz Marc was born in Germany in 1880. That was 140 years ago. He died during World War I in 1916. He was only 36 years old when he was killed in the war. He was a German expressionist. That's the style of art that artist he was considered. German expressionists were more concerned with expressing the subject's emotional state or feelings rather than their physical being or what they look like. So they're trying to paint the feelings rather than what they see. So they're expressing feelings rather than painting what they see. This is 3 horses. Here's one head, mane and neck, and the back and the tail. Here's another head, mane and back, tail. And back here is another one. There's the back, here's the mane, an ear, and then the head is going behind this other horse. Horses are not blue. Ever. He painted the horses blue because he's trying to get across how calm, how relaxed they are. Maybe even sad, but their curves are kind of happy curves. They're not completely looking down. Even though they're looking down at an angle. It's not quite as sad as if they were looking straight down. Notice the background. It's very abstract. You get the idea of hills, maybe tree trunks, and maybe a tree in the distance, but you don't know for sure. We can't tell exactly what those are. Now the nice thing is, if he did it, you get to do it on your pictures, so your backgrounds won't have to be realistic. Look at the pigs. How do the angled lines make you feel? Well, that's kind of a hard question. So let's start off with, look at the pig's expressions. Look at what he's looking like. His expression on his face. How do you think this pig's feeling, or what do you think it's thinking? Now let's look at this pig. What's it feeling, or what's it thinking? They look a little scared, kind of pitiful. This is what my dog looks like when she's looking at me and she's hungry. We also have this orange pig, and we have the blue pig. On the color wheel, orange and blue are opposites. They're straight across from each other on the color wheel. When you put them together, they make each other seem brighter. But in this case, I think he's trying to get across kind of opposing feelings. Think about how you feel about pigs. I pass pigs on my way to work in the mornings. There's some right on the right-hand side of the road. And in the fall and right now in the spring, there are little tiny piglets running around. And they're so adorable. I really think they're cute. But I also love bacon. I'm not going to lie about that. I like to eat bacon. And I know bacon comes from pigs. And a pig has to die for me to eat bacon. So I have conflicted feelings about that. I feel bad for the pig, but I feel good about the bacon. They're opposite feelings, just like these are opposite colors. Now look at the angled lines. We've got this pitiful, scared kind of look, and then we have these angles. Some people say the angles remind them of knives, sharp instruments. They're very dangerous looking. So we have these pitiful pigs and these dangerous looking sharp lines. Like they're not safe. And they're probably not safe. Also, I do like that Franz Marc actually called it piggies. Not just pigs, piggies. Alright, let's look at a different kind. Here's a cat. It's called Cat on a Yellow Pillow. And Franz Marc did all of the lines very relaxed and curving. The leg is relaxed. There aren't any angled lines except maybe the ears, but even those are curved angles. So how do the flowing lines make you feel? Or how do you think the cat feels? You might feel calm or relaxed, tired, sleepy. Now look at this horse. How does the blue color of the horse make you feel? Normally blue is a very sad or relaxed color, and it is kind of in this case, but look at the position of the horse too, and the strong lines that it's drawn with. This horse has muscles, and you can see every muscle. He's determined. Look at his strong face. Definite outlines here. He is calm. He's not mad or angry. I had a student once who said he thought he looked proud. Like he's a proud horse standing on top of a hill watching his herd down in the valley and keeping an eye out for them. But he's also kind of lonely looking, and blue can be a lonely color. There are no other horses in there, even though horses go in herds. It's very different from the horse picture you saw earlier, right here. Also blue horses, but they're more relaxed and calm and peaceful, not really paying attention to anything else. And yet the other horse is not relaxed. He's at attention. He's watching out. He's ready to run. This is a yellow bull. I know that because he called it yellow bull. Looks like a cow to me, but Franz Marc says it's a bull. I'll call it a bull. Love the background in this. Here's this cow or bull is romping around. He's diagonal and curved like a half moon. The trees are diagonal in opposite directions. The landscape is wavy. We kind of see hints of rocks or plants. It's just an interesting picture. And then we have this purple spot and that purple spot. We've got complementary colors again, yellow and purple. They're opposites on the color wheel in a different way than orange and blue. Think about how you feel when you see this bull. Here's a tiger. We're back to the angled lines. It's very much like the cat. It's in a circle, kind of curled up. But the angled lines keep it from looking relaxed. It looks dangerous. And look at the eye. Ooh. He's focused on something. I would not want to be in the jungle and run across a tiger looking like this. I like these deep, black, thick lines outlining him too. That really helps to make him look strong and powerful. Here we have some sheep, and there are no angled lines. Everything's very curvy. They're relaxed. Maybe they're about to drink water. He's asleep. I like this one because the background goes into the sheep. The outlines define the sheep, but the colors are like oozing in and out of the sheep. Like they're part of the landscape, literally. Now, even though he wasn't quote-unquote neat about where he put his colors, notice there is no white space showing except where he painted white. He's filled in every area with color, and it makes a big difference. It looks like he did it on purpose, not like he was being lazy. You don't always have to color in the lines. But if you don't color in the lines, it needs to be for a reason, for a purpose, not just because you don't want to have to worry about coloring in the lines. And even though he did that with these dark outlines, we can see his sheep very clearly. They're very easy to see. Here's a cute monkey. He does not have a lot of angled lines. Then you look at the jungle behind him, and it does. Because of the colors, it doesn't have quite the same feeling as, say, the tiger or the pigs do. It seems more playful to me than it is scary. But I think partially because the monkey doesn't look so scared. Notice this reddish brown. Red and green are opposites on the color wheel. So even though it's not a straight red, it's very similar to red. Got a little bit of red up here. So what are you going to do? Well, you're going to think about an animal that you enjoy drawing. An animal that you know well, that you understand well. You don't have to go and do a lot of research to be able to draw it. You're going to draw it large on the paper. Put your fingers together and lay your hand down on your paper. It has to be at least that big or you'll lose points. Because if it's smaller than that, they end up looking like blobs of paint and not like animals anymore. You're welcome to draw more than one animal, but they need to be the same kind of animal. So if I want to draw 3 bunny rabbits, fine. Not a problem. Or a shark with some little sharks back in the background. Small because they're far away. That's okay. But you only have to get one animal in there. Make sure that you get the identifying features on your animal. But again, it doesn't have to look like a photograph. So if it's an elephant, it has to have a trunk. If it doesn't have a trunk and maybe the big ears, it's going to look like a mouse. A big mouse, but a mouse. If you're doing a sea turtle and instead of flippers, you draw straight legs with flat feet, it's going to look like a tortoise and look very strange if it's in the ocean. If you're drawing a bird, it needs a beak. A giraffe has to have a long neck and spots. All right, don't get stuck over what exactly is the shape of the head. Just get the basics of the animal on there. While you're drawing, I want you to think about what kind of emotion you want to communicate to the viewer. Consider the kinds of lines that you're using. How are you communicating that emotion through the lines? Do you need angled lines? Do you need soft, curvy lines? And then begin to think about the colors. We'll paint these later, but begin to think about what colors you're going to need to set your mood. If it's lonely or sad or calm, relaxed, you might need cool colors, more blues and purples. If it's excited, you might need oranges and yellows or pinks. If it's angry, you might use reds and blacks. So you can decide what colors you need, but be sure you have a mood in mind and that you're trying to tell us what that mood is. Communicating the mood is part of it. So you're going to get 20 points to think of an animal and draw it on your paper. You're going to get 20 points to making the animal at least bigger than your hand when it's flat on the paper. You're going to get 20 points for me being able to identify your animal. If I can tell what kind of animal it is, you're good. You're going to get 20 more points for communicating a mood, showing us a mood, the way you feel about the animal or the way the animal is feeling. And then the last 20 points is for neatness. And you can do it like Franz Marc did right here. It doesn't have to be inside the lines, but I need to be able to see the animal. It needs to be neat enough so I can see the animal, and you need to fill in the paper with the paint. Alright, so while you start drawing your animals, you might need a picture to look at. I will let you look at the pictures, but please don't get stuck on trying to make it look exactly like the pictures. Use the pictures as a reference. There's a yellow box by the bookshelf. There are calendar pictures in there. They used to be organized by zoo animals, horses, birds, dogs and cats, things like that, but they've gotten mixed up through the year. If you like, you can get some of the pictures, put them on a table, and you can look through them. But when you're finished, make them neat and take them back and put them neatly in the box. We want to save those. We want them to last so we can use them next year and the year after that. Okay. Have a good time with this. It's supposed to be relaxing. You all have just finished doing a lot of very technical artwork. And now you need something that's more free and more flowing and a little bit more fun. All right, have a good time.